Ladies and gentlemen, the Alexis brothers. Don't try that at home. Bulls fans, it's now time for the halftime box score, brought to you by your Chicagoland Chrysler Plymouth dealers. First half statistics: field goal percentage, the Bulls 50% on 26 of 52 shooting. The Suns 56% on 23 of 41 shooting. Free throw percentage, the Bulls 100% on 1 of 1. Phoenix 69% on 9 of 13. Rebounds, the Bulls 21, Phoenix 16. Assists, the Bulls 14, the Suns 11. Highest scorers in the first half for the Bulls: Michael Jordan 22, B.J. Armstrong 15. For Phoenix, Richard Dumas 15, Kevin Johnson 12. Our high rebounders in the first half: Scott Williams 5, Scottie Pippen 4. For Phoenix, Charles Barkley 6, Richard Dumas 3. Join us at halftime of every Bulls game for the Chrysler Plymouth halftime box score.
Okay, let's take a look at some of the best shots from the first two quarters in this Game 3 of the NBA Finals. And it's Barkley.
Charles looked like his elbow wasn't bothering him too much there. Nice three-point shot for him. Well, it seemed like later on it seemed to bother him more and more.
Yeah, we were saying before, Chris, it really does look like he's not totally on his game. Definitely because of that. They were saying before they had to drain the elbow before this game.
There's Richard Dumas.
Having a great game.
One of his several dunks during the first half.
He's really been totally focused, hasn't he? He's having a fantastic game, and they really need it now. Their backs against the wall. Playing away, Barkley again under the hoop.
You know, a lot of people don't realize Charles is only 6'4", 6'4 and a half. So sometimes it can be tough for him underneath the hoop there. There's BJ going up for the jumper. And he's draining that one just like he has many others. Playing tough defense against KJ right after the shot. See Scottie looking to take Dan Marley, drives him, gets him backpedaling, then stands up for the short jumper there.
Marley, as we were saying before, not having the best of games. Certainly not as good as he had against Seattle.
There's Oliver Miller, rookie, has been playing pretty well for the Suns, but in that case, Jordan was a little bit too quick for him, caught him from the weak side, and came down and ends it emphatically.
The only way he knows how. Let's see if he can clock up one of those high scores again, like he did against New York. 54 points.
Is KJ going coast to coast here, gets the rebound, gets it ahead to Tom Chambers, who's playing pretty well actually as well. And Chambers finishes it. Chambers is actually an all-star from several years past as well. And if he can have a big game in the second half, that would really be a boost for Phoenix. Just KJ going to the hoop. Gets the basket, but unfortunately he's called for an offensive foul, which he doesn't seem to agree with. But it's not strange, most players feel that way.
Pippen.
Cartwright finishing up with the offensive rebound.
Cartwright, I think, the tallest guy in the Bulls lineup.
Yeah, I think Cartwright's 7'1".
Yeah, he's. I think he's the only guy in there over the 7 foot mark.
There's a nice drive by KJ, pushing off Trent Tucker's hand as he goes up, and that's the way you have to play sometimes. Not exactly legal, but it's not called. A nice drive to the hoop by Kevin Johnson.
Yeah, had plenty of space there, just carved it right through.
Well, that's what he has to do in this game. He has to continue to penetrate. And when people fall off on him, he has to kick it out to one of their other Phoenix Suns players who has to be able to hit the shot. Trent Tucker, always known for his outside shooting ability when he was with the Knicks and now with the Bulls. Drains that, it's a three-pointer, I think.
And there's Marley. Trapped outside there, decides to give it to Barkley instead.
Tough shot by Charles. Looks like every time he goes down, he's getting up awful slow. But he really has to try and forget his injury and come forward this game because there's no tomorrow.
It's interesting tonight. Jordan has been right on the ball, totally focused, but he spent a lot of time off the court.
Yeah, well, all the Bulls are really playing well as a team, so they don't need him to play as many minutes. And when he's on there, he's rested and he's focused, like you said, playing real well. There's Dan Marley for the three-pointer, drains it. He's not going to get too many of those open ones tonight, I think.
No, he seemed to have plenty of room against Seattle in the three-point department. Scored plenty of them, but not so tonight. Tonight in Chicago time, that is.
Scottie Pippen makes a nice shot against Dumas there. Jordan, the crossover dribble going back to his left, fadeaway jumper. It's patented Jordan shot. Pretty tough to stop. And you can tell he's totally focused on this game. Nothing's going to stop him from winning his third championship. And there's goaltending against Stacey King because the ball had already touched the glass. Charles really has to get fired up for the second half.
There's a score once again, 58-57, but it means very little at Chicago. All through those first two quarters, they really look like a team that whenever they want to, they can just switch into overdrive and make up almost any deficit that's there.
It does kind of appear that way. The Bulls look like they're playing as well as they have to stay in the game. They don't really look to have turned it into overdrive just yet. But that could be deceiving. Phoenix is actually playing pretty well. So this game is by no means certain. I think it's going to be a real hard-fought game. It'll go down to the end.
Okay, we were talking about Barkley before, that injured elbow. You know, he's not playing to 100%. But off the court, he's a very outspoken player. He's been telling parents and children not to make him as a role model, and he's also got a few things to say about other players as well.
Yeah, Charles is a character. He always has been outspoken. He says whatever's on his mind. I think last week he was talking about Armand Gilliam when he was with the 76ers. Armand had said that had he received the ball as much as Charles, he would have been just as good and would have had just as much recognition for the 76ers. And then Charles came back and said, I believe it was in the New York Times last week, that the reason why Armand didn't get the ball is because Armand wasn't worth a dime. That's kind of a rough thing to say about one of your former teammates, but that's kind of the way Charles is. He speaks his mind. And he doesn't hold back.
Okay, just taking a look at some of the stats from halftime. Field goal percentage. The Suns are dominant over the Bulls in that department.
Yeah, the Suns are shooting 56%, which is obviously real good. The Bulls are similarly shooting pretty well, 50%. The big difference there is the free throws. The Suns racked up 9 out of 13. The Bulls have only shot once.
Set to start the third quarter. Phoenix led by as many as 8. They lead by 1. Earlier we showed you that Phoenix over games 1 and 2 had led for only 3 minutes and 54 seconds total time the first two games. Well, tonight they have had the lead for what this is worth, 15 minutes and 20 seconds of the 24 minutes in the first half.
Playing from behind all the time, so obviously Phoenix very happy with the way this first half has gone. But Phoenix has to be happy because they've been doing it on both ends of the court, especially on the offensive end with Kevin Johnson leading the way, but also some other guys that stepped up their game. Dumas is playing a solid game, as well as Mark West playing a good game defensively.
Yes, West with 6 points, but he's contributed in the block shot department. Dumas high man for Phoenix with 15 after seeing limited action in the second half on Friday night. Richard Dumas 6 of 12 from the floor. Charles Barkley